Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Skylines series, Japan. Today we're on episode 5, and today we want to try something different out with you guys. And we will have kind of a planning phase in the beginning, and please let me know in the comments what you think about this, and if I should do this more often. So, for the planning, we have to say it is all about our downtown today. I want to get out the plans and want to lay out how I want everything to look like and where I want everything to go. So let's start, I would say. So the first step of planning was I was building the first main roads. I was drawing them in at first on the paper and then in a graphic software, and this is it. These are the blue ones, these are the highways. They once were main roads, I imagine, and then they were basically the first rural roads going through there, then they got upgraded to main roads and then to highways at some point. And yeah, this is the highway layout for our downtown. These are radial roads, radial highways better said, and they are going right through the center and then out of the center immediately. On the second one, we can now see I've added railways. These are the normal railways, so they are not Shinkansen railways or anything like this, they are just normal ones, normal commuter tracks I would say. We will be running the GR East 203 series on them. Maybe I'm also considering to take the KRL, I think it's pronounced 203, might be also running on some of them. But this depends if you want to go for realism for the different companies that are working there and that have kind of trains running there. We will have to decide about this, I'm still not sure about this. On the third ones, you can see in black the main roads and in blue the highways. Why you can now suddenly also once again see the highways once again, it is for me that some of them are sharing the tracks and the areas, so there will be a highway going over the streets, and so you can still see there where they will be going. I've made it like this. I think it is kind of good for this, and you can kind of see what I want to show you with that. And now we are coming more to the interesting ways. The expressways. So in the stage 4 you can see all our expressways. This is right now one. It is a Tier Expressway 1, AE1 it will be called. And this one will be also sharing a lot of these spaces with the streets because they will be having it quite crowded at this point. And yes, this is also kind of like the main thinking that I want to have, that we can go through these planning stages later on. And now we only have to add the Shinkansen tracks. They're pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a Shinkansen, what should we do there? And yes, we just added it there. And yes, this was basically it for the planning stage. There you can also still see the image of the whole plan, and we will now try to build it as good as possible and rebuild it in these ways. What we'll be still doing in this episode is a bit more of planning and laying out stuff. What I mean with this is we are going to lay out the train tracks first, and they're going to be changed quite heavily. This was just kind of like a test on if this layout works, and you have to admit the plan that I showed you there was done after I recorded this episode. But we will be adjusting the stuff in game soon. This was just basically my first try. I just wanted to show you kind of like what my main thoughts were there, and just kind of also with the splitting off and stuff like this. And yes, there we are also on the big train station. You might have seen on the map that there are the Shinkansen and two of the bigger trains meeting of the railway lines, and the reason for this is that this is one of the main stations. This will be kind of a two-way elevated, actually has 3 stores when you think about it. We have the Shinkansen one, we have the commuter one, and then we have the crossing one. And this is just kind of like the thing that I wanted to do there because I felt like I wanted to do something kind of like a crazy thing. And I built most parts of it already, and I have to say I had a lot of fun with this, so this was quite a good adventure for me, and I learned quite a lot by this, and this is also my main reason that I want to do downtown, because I'm pretty bad at this stuff. Also the downtown will give us a possibility to make some grungy looking stuff, so a lot of dirt, a lot of trash lying around. It will be fitting in there very, very well. And yes, I'm very happy that we can actually now build the downtown, because I kind of like got the feeling I want to try this now. I was so much in a hurry for building this small villages to get this done, and I can kind of concentrate a bit more there, and we'll be expanding the farmlands around the village soon. But for now I just want to stick for some episodes in the downtown, that we can kind of like switch all the time between a rural area and a very heavy looking density one. And yes, as you may already have noticed, the whole plan is very much based on Tokyo. It is having kind of like the interior streets and stuff like this, so Tokyo and Kyoto are basically my main inspirations for this city and this whole build, I would say. But I also mostly just going to Google Street View at some points and just click myself into a space in Japan that I don't know, and then just look around at it, and there are a lot of different areas actually. I realized the plants are extremely different in Japan, in the whole of Japan, and I kind of wanted to do a smaller area of more subtropical feeling, but I'm still not sure about this, we'll see this later on. Here I'm just kind of like built kind of like the small train intersection at first, but this wasn't working out, so we got rid of it. And there will be the Shinkansen elevated, so we have 3 stories of this whole build, just kind of to get everything to work there. And yes, this whole thing, I think it turned out great in the end. It is looking very cool in the end, so definitely stay tuned for that, and we'll be trying around a bit more of this. Once again, it is this time of the year again where I'm considering to make Blender assets for Skylines, because I recently went back to Blender and I had a blast with it, so I might actually be doing stuff with it because I'm completely getting lost in Blender. I think in 1 week now I got about 100 hours of Blender, so it's actually crazy, but I just kind of love Blender right now. It's just kind of like my back crawl space when I don't feel confident playing City Skylines and know what to build. I'm mostly now going back into Blender and getting some ideas there. And this also brings me to another point. I'm considering to open a second channel. On this channel we would be mostly doing Blender stuff, and there would be always be switching around, like to do City Skylines videos and then to Blender stuff for the City Skylines series, and then kind of show the build process of it on my second channel. I feel like this would be a cool thing to do. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. This might be a cool thing, I think. And who wouldn't be kind of like trashing this channel with too much Blender stuff, and this would be also great. Or maybe also what would be pretty cool, I feel like, would be Blender live streams, to see kind of like live thing when I'm doing something. I think this would also be cool. And yeah, so what I'm doing there is just I'm building this overpass, and this is an asset I PO'd it completely, and this is looking kind of cool. This is exactly the style that I want to have it here, and it will be looking pretty cool in the end, I feel like. So definitely let me know what you think about this in the end and in the comments. But we'll be seeing more about this in the next episode, so next, and the one after the next one, so the part 7, then the train station will be finished. Because I actually had 8 hours of recording of this whole area, and I split it into 3 videos, so that we have 3 10-minute videos that we can split it up. And today was mostly kind of like figuring out where something goes in the planning area, and the detailing will be in the next episodes. And yes, this should also already be the part where I will be leaving you. So I'm happy to say thank you for watching this video. When you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get my best, and please give me some feedback if you want to. Feedback always helps me, always gives me a possibility to improve and to get my video quality up and better running, and get my kind of workflow better. I'm trying to do weekly uploads, don't happen that often though, but I'm trying to kind of like achieve at least some kind of a schedule. So yeah, if you want to see more of my stuff, please consider subscribing to me. Write me a comment what you tell me what you think about my whole thing that I'm building there, and yes, have a great day and see you in another video hopefully. Bye!